how
This
the training should
conference
go.
will now be recorded.
Hi Saloni, this is Teja. So I have 4 years of IT experience and I have a master's degree in computer science. So I worked as an applications admin and right now I'm working as a performance testing engineer.
Mhm.
One of my friends suggested me the Servicenow is very good and why don't you get into that?
So,
And I went through some videos of your previous training. So I'm really interested in that and just trying to get into the service now. I'm trying to get into my footsteps in the service now right now.
okay, perfect. So, okay, yeah, so you know the scripting background, as in you will be able to let's say talk about if else and all those stuff. That
Uh,
baseline, do you have?
I know I am computer science guy, so I know the
Okay, that is
coding.
perfect.
Yeah, I know the coding. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Okay,
yeah,
okay,
I'm aware
perfect.
of all the loops and all the stuff like JavaScript, everything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, thank
Okay, so before we proceed further, guys, the next thing which I wanted to know, let's move to Sam. Sam, are you there? Thanks, Teja.
Yep. Hi, Saloni.
Hello.
My background is in ITSM. I work on BMC Remedy. I've worked a bit on ServiceNow. I've done the admin certification, but keen to get into development side as well as much as possible. A little bit of JavaScripting experience, not much, I would say.
Mhm.
Just exploring ServiceNow now.
Okay, perfect. Uh, Abhishek, are you there? This was Sam, correct? Sorry, I missed that.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, Abhishek, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi. I'm Abhishek. Are you
Mhm.
able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, hi. My name is Abhishek, and I've completed my ITIL certification, basic level
Mm-hmm.
certification, and I don't have any experience in IT as of now. So yeah, I just got some scripting sort of a knowledge. So I just want to know what this demo is like actually. So I'm not a person with a great experience. So I'm a learner.
So,
I'm just like a graduate, fresh graduate. Yeah.
okay. So when you say graduation, so is it a technical one?
Yeah.
What's
I
your
finished my
expertise?
master's in IT actually.
Uh, that then it
Yeah.
will be okay for you to relate. Okay.
Yeah.
So guys, I asked
Yeah.
it
No.
just because I wanted to get an idea. Thanks, Abhishek. Because
Yeah,
I
that's all
wanted to
right.
get an idea, like whether you guys know technical or not. Not ServiceNow or not any technical tool as such. But yeah, if I talk about, let's say, if else, if I talk about variable declaration, do those things make sense to you? That's the clarity, that's the help which I needed from your end. And that's why I asked you whether you guys are from the technical side or not. So that's good to know that all of us are here on the same frame, on the same page. So what idea do you know, guys, about ServiceNow? What understanding do you have about the tool? When I say ServiceNow, what comes to your mind? What it can be? Anyone?
it's a ticketing tool.
Uh-huh.
Uh, it's a like uh, it's not like a B. What is that remedy? It's like a standalone. It's a cloud tool
Uh-huh.
which is very famous right now.
Uh-huh.
Everyone is using the service now, I guess. Mm, yeah, it's a kind of service management tool. Yeah.
Correct. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So just to reiterate the definition of Teja, yeah, you are correct on that, Teja, but to help them understand it better, like what is a technical tool, let's see an example, guys. Let's say all of us, we are working in a ABC company, and today maybe when I join the company, I obviously, let's say if it is IT, what minimal I need a laptop to do my day-to-day job, whatever the technical part of the team I'm assigned to. Correct. So now what do we need to understand in such particular cases is that at any given point in time, whenever we are doing some scripting or whenever we need any kind of help within the organization, how can we contact a technician? Let's say, for example, suppose Srinivas works for the IT support desk, and let's say you three are the new joinees. So what you will end up doing? So to get your laptop or access whatever the access request you have, you will contact the desired technical team and ask them to help. So initially, how do any company used to work? They had all these works happening on pen and paper. That is, whenever you needed help of a concerned team within your organization, because it was not a business. So that's why you used to go ahead, get the team's help manually without getting it tracked somewhere. So the problem for the technicians were happening is that they were not able to justify their level of effort, because there was no place where their level of effort was getting recorded. Correct? So for that particular case, for that particular situation, it was becoming difficult for the technician to justify their level of effort, and because of which they were lagging the benefits. Their managers and all, obviously they will get what? They will get an understanding that teams are not working properly.
Okay.
Okay, so in that particular case, what could have been a better one? In that particular case, it could have been a better one that if I do the setup over here, if I do the configuration over here to provide a tool where employees need help, they'll raise a ticket. Concerned team will pick up the ticket from that list and do the work. Make sense?
Yes.
So the next thing over here in this case is at any given point in time, we need to understand that the configuration in this particular case, when I'm saying that end users of the organization is contacting the technician, in that particular case, what we need to understand over here in this case that, okay, if it is a single place where all these kind of interactions are happening, does it provide profit to the organization? What can you think about, guys? Any ticketing tool, is it providing profit to the company? What can you think about what I told you? In-house employees are contacting their concerned technicians to get the help. So will the profit be involved over here? Are customers involved? No. Only within the organization, employees are interacting with each other when someone needs the other team's help or vice versa. Correct? So do all of you agree that at any given point in time, when these tickets are getting created, these tickets are not business exposed and stuff like that. So for sure, these ticketing tools are not profitable business. Are we making sense to all of you? Any query till here, guys?
No, no, we are good.
So for sure, in this particular case, we know we are not getting any benefit. Correct? So that's why what was happening initially. So within the ticketing tool perspective, if I talk about keeping it generic, so there were a number of vendors already in the market before ServiceNow. There was IBM's Tivoli, the product name was Tivoli. There was HP's HP Service Manager. There was Remedy, as one of you said. So these
Yeah.
were already there in the market, providing the same structure, saying a ticketing tool where in-house employees can contact with each other when they need any kind of technical help, printer access, network access, some hardware, softwares to be delivered it to them so that they can do the assigned work, whatever it may be. So that storage place was there. So now when ServiceNow came into the market to bring its customer or to make the customer demand more, obviously it had to bring something extra to the plate. So what ServiceNow thought about is that when a customer is using any of the ticketing tool, obviously the customer is not getting any benefit out of it. So how these tools were structured, let's try to dig into that, and then I'll move to ServiceNow. So any of these previous tools, their database, the day, let's say for example, my company ABC signed a contract with Remedy. So Remedy says the day you sign the contract with my company and ABC company now starts using Remedy, Remedy says to the company that, okay, you have an overhead, ABC company has an overhead, that is ABC company will have to maintain its database, its server for using the Remedy tool. The day Remedy tool is delivered to your ABC company, now the entire tool package is delivered to your company. So the database and the server will also be delivered to your company. So your company will have to take care of such kind of stuff. But in this case, if it is delivered to you, what you will have to do? Your ABC company will have to hire even the developers, even the people who understand the database scripting, even the developers who understands your server scripting, plus the third team who will understand your Remedy advanced scripting so that they can enhance the Remedy tool. So means what do we understand in this particular case is that we do understand in this particular case that to work on a single tool, now we are saying to the ABC company that you will have to hire minimum of 3 different teams, 3 different people to use any of the previous existing ticketing tools. The overhead is more. We know anyway these tools were not profitable, and now I'm saying that okay, minimum of 3 different teams your company will have to set up to use these ticketing tools. Does that make sense? That it is cost incurring thing. We are not getting benefit. Plus, we are saying that okay, you have to set up 3 different teams. So obviously, the companies were not happy with this kind of structure. Does that make sense to everyone over here? Correct.
Correct.
So for that particular drawback to remove, ServiceNow thought about the structure. ServiceNow also bought the same concept, the same applications which are delivered in these applications, the pre-existing applications, the tools like Remedy or HP Service Manager and all. But ServiceNow told to the customer, the extra benefit I'm delivering it to the customer over here in this case is at any particular point in time, whenever we are doing this configuration, the next thing we are saying is that ServiceNow parent company will maintain the database and structure, database and the server of your tool. So in this case, if ABC company signs the contract with ServiceNow, the database and server of ServiceNow will still be in scope of ServiceNow parent company.
Okay.
So in that case, the ABC company will have to do what? It will only have to hire developers, people like us who can enhance the tool better. Does that make
Okay.
sense to everyone?
Yes.
So are we able to relate, guys? Why ServiceNow? Why it is gaining that much popularity? I will able to relate to that, guys.
Yes.
Others on the same page?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So let's proceed further. So the next thing which I need to talk about over here in this particular one up is that, so what are we the developers going to do in the tool? Any idea on that? When I say that, okay, database and server is in scope of ServiceNow parent company, what will we as a developer do?
Customizations.
Correct. We'll be doing the customizations in the tool because ServiceNow is saying that, okay, I'll only do the maintenance part of the tool. If I'm giving you the out of the box package of the ServiceNow tool, if you want to make the tool UI better, if you want to design new applications and the features in the tool, you as a developer can do it. But if your company still wants ServiceNow to do it, they can get it done from ServiceNow company, but their charge will be extra. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. What is that service called orchestration, Saloni?
ServiceNow orchestration. Okay, orchestration is nothing but at any given point in time when you're working on the CMDB side, the configuration side of it, the assets and the devices over there, the orchestration comes into picture.
I didn't get you. Okay.
I'll talk about. But yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
orchestration detail will not be doing in this training. So discovery orchestration we're not covering into this training.
Okay. Not even the service portal.
Now,
No.
so at any
Okay.
given point in time, the next thing which I was going to talk about is that, okay, when I say enhancement, as one of you said, you can still get it done from ServiceNow, but at any given point in time, whenever you are going to get it done by ServiceNow, the issue over there is what? Whenever you're going to get things done by ServiceNow, the issue is that they will be charging extra. Their charge is a little bit higher than they're hiring the developers, people like us. So that's why your company is going to hire you. So if I talk about the current market, guys, currently each and every company, because of the benefit I told you, the database and server part of it, because of this, each and every company is moving towards ServiceNow. Another question which comes frequently is that, do only IT company needs the ticketing tool? No. Even I have seen Domino's, even I have seen Levi's using ServiceNow, and I'm giving you the correct company names over here. So I have done support for them at some point in time. That is, they are using ServiceNow at currently this particular point in time. Because their team also within their team, even though they're not IT, but they're also the teams, the organization employees needs to contact each other, needs to talk to each other. So in such particular cases, they make use of this configuration. Okay. Now, So let's see now the definition. Let's see it more technical way over here in this case. So over here in this particular one, the first thing first is the definition. Let's try to understand. So it says ServiceNow is nothing but it is a software platform which is supporting IT service management, and it is automating the common day-to-day business process of a company. So whatever the company is doing on a regular interval, that's what system is doing over here. It is automating the process over here in this case. Okay. So what we need to understand over here in this particular case is that when I say automating the process, what does that mean? As I told you, people need to do any kind of technical interactions. We even have your knowledge view, that is, you can even show companies news about the company's policy or whatever the changes are happening in the organizational structure. Even that can be displayed to the customers, sorry, to the end users, to the employees of the company in one of the key application. We'll discuss that too. I'll even show you that organizational level assets, what all assets the company is holding. Even we do have a storage place of that, where we can store all the organizational level asset details, what all devices the organization has and purchased. So that, let's say, suppose for example, tomorrow if I'm assigning some product to maybe one of you, let's say assign a laptop to Teja. So if tomorrow when he is leaving, I should have a storage place where I have the list of devices allocated to him, so that once he leaves, at the time of before leaving the company, I know what all devices needs to be collected for him. So we are even giving the storage place of that. Within ServiceNow, we are even giving a storage place where we can store the employees salary, we can store the skills of the employees, so on and so forth. So we'll talk about multiple application as part of this training. You might be knowing this training will be for a month, and every day, and our session will be there. We'll give you assignments, the technical scripting and all those stuff, whatever topic we'll be covering, we'll give you assignment on a regular interval. So I will need your help over there, guys. That is, I really want you guys to show me the assignment. Try your best, if you get time and all, try your best to show me the assignment very next day, so that we can validate and we can be on the same page. So that's the help I'll be needing from your end. So I hope we are good till here. Anyone, any query till here? I'll give you the URL and all. I'll tell you how and where you need to do the assignment. I'll help you with that too. So any query till here, guys, do let me
No.
know. All take it. So the next thing over here is that it works as a software as a service. What does that term mean? Software as a service, SaaS. So as I was telling you, any tool. Let's see example of maybe a library management tool. So any tool can be delivered it to you, can be purchased in two ways. One, platform as a service means the entire platform of the tool you are purchasing. So as I told the example of Remedy, it is a platform as a service. Because the moment your company purchases the tool, entire database and server, the entire platform is being delivered it to your company, so that your company have to do the maintenance and the backup part of it and stuffs like that. So in that particular case, it is called the platform as a service. But ServiceNow is being delivered as software as a service. That is, ABC company is just using ServiceNow as a software, as a URL. They are not bothered about the backend part of it, because at the first place, it is not even exposed to them to view it. What about us, people like us, when we say we are developers, will we be able to see the database, guys? What do you think? When I say I'm a developer, what access will I have in the tool is nothing but I'll only be able to see the tool from the ABC company perspective. The database and server is not even in my scope. So even though I am developer, if any database and server related change is required, you still will have to contact ServiceNow. How will you contact? I'll talk about, we'll discuss that too. But me as a developer or you as a developer, you will not be doing work over there. Any server and DB change you can't do, even though you're a developer.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Only the
Now,
tool customization, whatever we see that we can do, right?
yeah.
Okay.
In the tool, you can create tables and all. You can do the DB change, but from the front end UI, what ServiceNow has exposed it to. The actual database you can't log in. So when I say so, if suppose I have to create a new table to store employee salary or maybe their leave plans and stuff like that, just a scenario, you can create those. But DB side, you can't logging in. You have to log into the tool UI, and from there, the tool front end UI, you have to log in, and from there you can do it. But actual database login, you don't have access to. So things are doable, some things are not. We'll see that across the training. But
Okay.
I'm not saying that you can't access the database, you can't change the scripts and all. Yes, you can. You have to do the script change. You have to learn the scripting within ServiceNow. ServiceNow does say, as a developer, you can design something called your scripting. The database side of the form you can change. In the server side, you can write some scripts. In the form side, you can make some changes. You can design workflows, buttons, each and everything you can do. But the backend part of it, exact access, the server replica, if you want to change their behavior and all those kind of stuff, you can't do. You have to raise a ticket with service. Okay? Any query? Anyone, any query, any concern, guys?
No. We're good.
The next thing which I need to talk or discuss over here in this particular one up is what? The next thing which I want to discuss up over here is, it says in the definition, if you see it closely in the definition, there are n number of terms. So let's try to relate to some more terms over here. The next term says it contains n number of applications. So application will be covering, we'll be seeing most of the application as part of this training. As an end user plus as a developer, I'll be covering both for you. We'll make some enhancements in those. We'll see out of the box also how do they behave. So that will be our training agenda. So don't worry about that too. Next over here it says is it has multiple users. Now within ServiceNow, based on who is logging in, each of us individuals will have our own individual user account created in the tool. So all of us will authenticate ourselves with that user account, with that given credential. And once we do so, when we give our credential into the instance perspective, with that given credential, in your user account will be configured. Like within ServiceNow, there is a table, we'll see that later, in which your user account will be configured and roles or accesses will be granted to you in that given table. It will be defined what all you can do, what not. When defined over there, so once you go to your login page of the tool, you will authenticate yourself, you will provide your credential. Why so? So that system understand what all application you should be able to see based on the role in your profile already. So that's why each and every one of us will have our own user account. Obviously, if I'm an end user, that is, I'm an employee of the company, but I don't belong to a technical team. So in that case, I should only be able to make requests for myself. I'll be part of the company and I can be a technician. That is, let's say, for example, I'm a hardware technician. So first thing is I'll be able to make request for myself if I'm a technician. Plus, along with that, I should also be able to help people when they have any hardware related issue because I'm hardware team member. So obviously, based on your access, it should be decided what you should be able to do, what not. So that's why each and every of us have our individual user account, authenticate yourself, see what all applications you have visibility to, and work on those accordingly. I hope we are making sense till here, guys. Do let me know, guys, if you have any query. You can ping me, you can stop me here if you face an issue. Okay, so I'll proceed further. The next thing I need to talk about is it has multiple instances. What can that mean? Anyone, any guesswork?
Dev test and prod.
Correct, you are. You know that, Sam, as in, have you used the ticketing tool?
I have, yes.
Okay, take it. Okay, so what happens, guys, if suppose one URL of any tool, not only ServiceNow, of any tool, if I have only one URL, what will happen? Me as a developer, I'll be using the same URL. You as an end user, you'll be using the same URL. And let's say Srinivas as a tester, even he is using the same URL. So we can end up interrupting each other. Like let's say me as a developer, I'm doing a dev work, my code didn't work. I gave some debuggers. I give some pop-up messages and stuffs like that. So you as end user, obviously, if you see that, you'll not be happy. But the problem was we were having a shared URL. So to overcome this kind of situation, obviously ServiceNow is delivering it to your company. The day you sign contract with your company, ServiceNow says, I'll give your company minimum of 3 different URL. For what purpose? One, for doing the development work, as the name says dev. First URL is called the dev URL. Well, developers, people like us, we will be doing the customizations. Once you get the requirements assigned to you, you will do the customization in a URL called dev URL. Second, the other team will be there who will be doing what? The other team will be there who will be doing testing. So once I am done with my development work, I will be pushing the code to another URL called the test URL, where the testers will be doing the testing. So that URL is called test URL because testing is happening over there. What is the third URL? The third URL is used for production or the go live URL, where actual customers raise ticket if they need certain technical help. Actual customers goes into your production or the go live URL to report an issue if they need any kind of help. Are we good till here? Are we making sense?
Yes.
Okay. So these are the three different teams involved. Now, the next thing which we need to talk about over here in this given case is that at any given point in time, whenever we are doing the structure or the setup, now, what if my company wants more URL? Like if I talk about my company, current company where I do work for, in my company, we even have your training URL in which we train the people, we train the employees how to use ServiceNow. So if your company wants more URL, in that case, your company will have to request the same from ServiceNow. And that will be so chargeable more than the base package. So the base package of ServiceNow tool says to your company that I'll give you minimum of 3 different URL, dev, test, production. But it is not stopping it there. If your company wants, let's say UAT, where the customer who requested the change, they can do the user acceptance testing. Even they can get that. If your company wants another URL called training URL, they can get that. We even have sandbox where we do all the POC kind of work, so you can get that too. But these are again chargeable per instance extra based on how many ones your team wants, based on how many URL your team wants. Accordingly, the structure can work. So are we good till here? Anyone, any query? Why instance is required? Is that making sense to each one of you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So that's the baseline of the tool. So we have got some little bit idea over here with the tool. Now, you may have a query, guys, that because we are not a corporate ones over here, we are not working for any company, how can I give you assignment and where will you practice it up? Which URL will be doing your assignment and showing it up to me? Where will you do the practice work? Because yeah, that becomes first over here in this case, because you need to practice the stuff to learn it better. What ServiceNow has done, guys, for demo and for learning purpose, ServiceNow is giving free demo URLs. The only limitation, because these are the demo ones, they should only be used for demo and for the training purpose. They should not be used for corporate purpose. Otherwise, ServiceNow will have, obviously, they have the claim and all those things. So let's check it out. How can you get your URL done for you? So I really want you guys to get it set up for sure. So the first thing first, which we need to understand over here in this case is that at any given point in time, whenever we are doing the setup, let's check it out how to get demo. So go over here and type developer service-now.com. Okay.
Okay.
So now the next thing which we need to understand over here in this particular one is that the next thing which we need to understand is once you go to this website, I'll ping you the website actually so that you can get yourself registered. So once you will go to this particular website, guys, it will ask you to register yourself. So you'll do the registry. And after that, once you log in over there, like if I log in over here in this particular one up, it will give you a link called request your own instance. That's why you'll have to click on. Once you do so, a URL like this will be granted to it. Each one of us, we get our individual training or the demo instances. Because these are free of cost, guys, you have to log in once in a day. Otherwise, it will go in a sleep mode. You can still wake it up, not a problem. But if you don't log in continuously for 10 days, this URL will be taken back from you. You will not have access to it any longer.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Okay. So that's about these baseline instances. What next? So I pinged you guys. You can check your chat window and keep yourself ready with these instances. Once we'll start the assignment work, then I'll really want you guys to practice your lab work over here in this one. So proceeding further, what is SaaS? I already gave you the example and all, so I'll not talk about. And instead proceeding further. History of the tool. The tool was found way back in 2003 by a guy called Fred Luddy. Fred was initially working for Remedy. Remedy, as we know, is one of the biggest competitor of ServiceNow. And then this guy switched to ServiceNow. Okay.
Okay.
So now let's proceed further. The next thing over here is ServiceNow is based on ITIL standards. Anyone any idea? What is ITIL?
It's
No.
a IT infrastructure framework.
So what does that mean? As in just a simple definition, if I talk about a layman term, what does that mean? Yeah, you are correct on that. But
Yeah, it has a set of rules which IT organizations have to follow in terms of maintaining their. Uh,
so I missed it. What? In terms of maintaining what?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi. Yeah. So in terms of maintaining their, like the request from the client and the SLAs and everything.
Mhm. Okay. So I'll just reiterate the statement. So let's see the definition first in the next slide. So the next thing which you can see it over here in this particular one up is that at any given point in time, ITIL stands for Information Technology Infrastructure Library. What it says is, so actually ITIL is a process definition. So let's see an example to explain it better. So suppose I developed the ABC tool, and whenever or let's say I gave you a requirement to build a library management tool, let's say, what will your emphasis will be? Your emphasis will be to achieve whatever technicality has been given it to you. Like in this case, your emphasis will be to deliver a tool whether two fields are there. To deliver a UI where two fields will be there, one to select the book and another to select the person to whom you are allocating the book. But ITIL process says that, okay, whenever you get a business requirement, don't only restrict your um, thinking, don't limit it up only to the technical part of it, but also think about how can you make your tool better than the tools existing in the market. When I say so, okay, what all attributes does it contribute about? So just a situation over here. Let's say I built up a library management tool, and when I did a testing, I did the testing with, let's say, a load of 100 people. When they logged in, server was working fine. So I thought, okay, we are good to go. We are happy to go. I delivered it. I sold it off to a company which has a limit, which has around maybe, let's say, a lakh of employees. And then what happened? The server crashed. Obviously, customer satisfaction is gone. So that's why your ITIL process says it has a parameters across the life cycle of ITIL process. It helps you with parameters to judge your tool and sell it off on the same parameter scale. Some of the attributes are: think about the capacity of the tool, think about the demand of the tool, think about the server backups. Obviously, if the data is critical and if you have not taken the backup, what if the server at location it crashes because of any such issue? Correct. So obviously these kind of stuff makes your tool better. Customers will be for sure more happy if you follow all these steps up. Okay. So in that particular case, what do we need to understand is that in that particular case, the one thing which we need to understand at any given point in time, how do we understand? We need to go ahead in the instance perspective, and to make the tool better, always try to follow the process of ITIL because it gives you all these ideas. But again, at the same time, never ever ITIL forces you to follow the steps. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let's proceed further. The next thing which we need to understand over here in this case is at any given point in time, whenever we are doing the setup of ServiceNow while configuring ServiceNow from the tool owner perspective, when ServiceNow was structured by the ServiceNow owner, it had followed the ITIL steps. So that's why the benefit which ITIL brings it to your plate are also carried forward in ServiceNow. So are we good till here, guys? Is the understanding clear till here?
Yes.
Okay. So over here in this one, I'm going to limit it up over here. We'll wrap it up the session over here. Tomorrow we'll catch up with a more detailed training. These are anyway the demos, so I'm not stretching it to an hour. So any query till here, do let me know. Otherwise, I'll wrap it up over here. Are we good?
Yes, but I just want to talk to you personally after the
Tell
class.
me.
After the class, yeah.
Maybe you can give. Is it regarding the monetary aspect? Then you can talk to Srinivas maybe.
No, I'm talking. I need to know about like regarding the course and the stuff. Are you going to teach the service no orchestration and the workflows and what
Okay,
about
so
the
for that, I would say just ask Srinivas to help you with the content. No, orchestration we are not going to cover. As I told, orchestration discovery we are not going to cover.
what about this even the service portal, right?
Yeah, orchestration, discovery, portal, we are not covering. We are only restricting to the ITSM training. We are not doing ITOM. Those are ITOM and the UI developers. That's what we are not working on. We are only restricting to ITSM side of the training.
Okay, workflow comes under the ITSM
Yeah,
or
yeah,
OM?
yeah. Workflow will be covering UI actions, UI pages, UI policies, server side script, client side integration. All these will be covered.
Okay, so um,
Mhm.
actually, without the ITOM, we don't have openings. I guess I'm looking at the service now
No, no, no,
jobs.
no,
Yeah.
no, no, Teja. If I talk about my profile for the past 10 years, I'm into ITSM. And I have a number of my colleagues who are still into ITSM.
Really? Okay. I will check with this and I will talk to you regarding this in the next class. Saloni.
Can you please repeat?
Yeah, I will check with this regarding this because I heard like without. So what about the REST integration, SOAP integration? This comes under
We'll
this
be doing
part,
that.
like.
We'll be covering that. We'll be covering LDAP, SOAP, REST, all the type of integration. As in everything under ITSM, I'll be covering.
Okay, so only the discovery and the portal is not part of the ITSM,
Yeah, yeah,
right? Okay,
yeah.
got you. Okay, thanks, Saloni. That was my doubt. Yeah.
Okay. Any other query, anyone?
Saloni, will this course cover everything for the certified application developer exam?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even application, your application developer will be covering the application designing, as in will be designing the application, understanding each and every scope of that. But again, application developer have some components which will not be covering. So I would say, guys, have a look into the content. I think that will give you a better picture. It will give you more clarity
Can you
regarding the
find the
topics.
content, Saloni?
So I didn't get you what, Teja.
Where can I get the content?
Just talk to Srinivas. No, he'll help you out.
Okay, sure.
Any other query, anyone, guys?
Will we be covering workflow and flow designer?
Yep, we will be covering.
Okay.
Any other query, anyone? Okay, then, guys, I'll wrap it up the session over here. We'll catch up tomorrow and then we'll proceed further. Thanks, everyone. Have a nice day, guys. Bye bye.
All right. Thank you.